Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are taking fourth part of our fourth lesson Environmental Management of Science Second. Environmental conservation and biodiversity. The variety that we see in living organisms like plants and animals is called biodiversity. Our living world had been richly diverse. It consisted of variety of plants and animals. However, we are not able to see some specific animals and plants about which we had listened from our earlier generations. Who is responsible for this? We, the human beings, and our greed. Some natural reasons are also responsible for the extinction of some plants and animals. Biodiversity occurs at three different levels. Number one, genetic diversity. Second, specific diversity. And third, ecosystem diversity. Let's start with genetic diversity. Genetic material controls the appearance of an organisms. So, occurrence of diversity among the organisms of the same species is genetic diversity. For example, each human being is different from each other but belongs to the same species. Possibility of wiping out the species arises if there is decrease in the diversity within the species. Next is species diversity. Innumerable species of an organisms occur in the nature. This is called as species diversity. Species diversity include various types of plants, animals and microbes. And the last is ecosystem diversity. Many ecosystems are present in each region. Ecosystem is formed through the interaction between plants, animals and their habitat and the changes in the environment. Each ecosystem has its own characteristic animals, plants, microbes and abiotic factors. Ecosystems are of two types, natural and artificial. Let's see sacred groves. The meaning of sacred means holy, related to God or religion. And the groves means a group of trees. The forest that is conserved in the name of God and considered to be sacred is called as sacred groves. These are in fact sanctuaries conserved by the society and not by the government or any forest department. As these places are conserved in the name of God, it has special protection. It means hunting, cutting trees and poaching of animals is totally prohibited. This cluster of thick forests are present not only in Western Ghats of India but in the entire countries. More than 13,000 sacred groves have been reported in India. Today, I will be telling you a big story of a small man who turned impossible mission into a possible successful one. Jadhav Molai Paeng is a highly capable person born in nomadic tribe of Assam. In north of Jorhat lies the river Brahmaputra, one of the largest river of India. Jadhav Molai Paeng was just 16 years old when he started working as a forest worker. Once, large number of snakes died in the flood of Brahmaputra river flowing by the village. Molai was determined to dedicate his life to follow the call of his heart. As a preventive measure for soil erosion and to save the life of snakes, he planted 20 bamboo plantlets. It was not easy to convert the barren land into a fertile one, but his heart was with full of hope, and that hope showed him the way that led him to success of his mission. Jadhav Molai Paeng began his journey of transforming a barren, huge land of 1,360 acres in 1979 when the local forestry department began a social afforestation project on 200 hectares of land. Molai was one of the few forest workers who were looking after that project and tirelessly each day worked for his mission. Molai continued to plant the trees even after the completion of the project. As a result of his continuous work of planting and caring for the tree, the barren area witnessed the forest cover over the 1,360 acres. Today, this jungle in Kokilamukh of Jorhat district of Assam is the result of the hard work for 30 years. The forest has been named Molai Jungle after his name due to his selfless service. He has been awarded with the prestigious Padma Shri Award by Government of India for his unparalleled work. Many people come together to destroy the forest, but a single person, if determined, can establish a new forest. This message was given by the dedication of this small man, but because of his big story. Environmental conservation or social responsibility. Since the existence of human, there is interrelationship between human and environment. The formation of earth was began 4.6 billion years ago. Humans stepped on the earth long after the formation of earth. Once we blessed with intelligence, we started proving our superiority as compared to other animals. With the help of some characters like intelligence, memory, imaginary ability, etc. So, many inventions, innovations, and technologies are the result of it. And now, what we are doing? We have established domination over the nature. Human utilize all the natural resources as much as possible. In an attempt to live a satisfactory life, we kept on snatching from the nature as much as possible, and this led to increase in the problems in the environment. Thus, we can understand that the human has very crucial role in maintaining the environmental balance. If humans have disturbed the environmental balance, then only humans can only conserve and improve the quality of nature. Let's start with need of environmental conservation. Today we are facing many environmental problems like acid rain, global warming, pollution, climate change, extinction of animals, etc. Why we are facing these problems? Because of various natural and artificial factors on the earth. We have already studied all those factors which affect the environment in the last lecture. Most of the time, general public is not aware of the rules of environmental conservation. They are unaware about the environmental problems. For example, people hunt endangered animals only to satisfy their hobby. People don't know how to protect or conserve the environment. So, what should be done? There should be large scale participation of the people in the environmental conservation. It will be possible to answer the environmental problems only if environmental protection conservation becomes an effective public movement. Then only we can save the world and conserve the environment. For this purpose, we should have some values or some characteristics like positive attitude by which we can withstand against the negative people and can overcome the trouble in conserving the environment. Second is affection towards the environment by which we can take care of the nature, and the third is knowledge about it, like which are endangered species, what is the solution for deforestation and global warming, etc. So, all these values should be inculcated among the children since their childhood. This will help to make the future generation more aware about the environmental conservation and protection. Today, all the developing, and underdeveloped countries have accepted the responsibility of environmental protection.